All right, so Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4. This will mostly be a spoiler review, but I actually have some non-spoiler stuff to talk about up front. So, yeah, if you don't want any spoilers for that, I'll tell you when that's coming up. But as for right now, I just kind of want to say where I stand with this show. Um, so there's only 2 episodes left, and the direction they took with this show, with this series, I don't know if they're going to make another season or not. The direction they took with it, I don't necessarily love. I don't hate it. I like it for the most part, but I don't love it, and I don't love the amount of time that's spent on it either. Um, there's a lot of things I like about it, but I don't like it as much as literally any of the seasons. How many seasons of The Mandalorian are there? Like 2 or 3. I don't like this as much as literally any of those, but I do like it a lot more than Book of Boba Fett, which, if you didn't hear my review for that, I absolutely hated it. If you can't tell, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, which is kind of weird because my podcast logo is literally modeled after the Star Wars logo, but I used to be a very big Star Wars fan as a kid. I am now a Star Wars enthusiast. If I could, I would go to Star Wars Land or Galaxy's Edge or whatever they call it in Disney World. I don't know if I hope they have that in Disney World. I'm not going all the way to California just to do that. But yeah, I mean, I really like Star Wars. There's a lot I like about it. Obi-Wan is my favorite Star Wars character, hands down, out of all the characters. And Ewan McGregor's portrayal as that character is also my favorite portrayal of the character in both live action and animation. Um, that being said, I really haven't watched much of Clone Wars. My God, my hair is a mess. I need a haircut. But yeah, like I said, Obi-Wan is my favorite character out of all the Star Wars universe. And yeah, I can't say fully that the show is disappointing me, but it's not quite what I expected. I don't know what I expected, to be honest. In reality, I kind of expected Obi-Wan just to be on Tatooine the entire time, watching over Luke and trying to keep the Empire away. But as the trailers the trailers have shown, um, you know, prior to the show coming out, is that Obi-Wan will be going to other planets, and that's what we're seeing in this show so far. And I'm not mad at that because I'm sick of Tatooine. Everything takes place on Tatooine in all these shows at this point, like Book of Boba Fett, Tatooine. Mandalorian had a lot of Tatooine in it. So yeah, I'm kind of getting sick of that. However, the last episode was also in a desert, not Tatooine, but still a desert. There was a little more to look at. There was mountains and stuff like that, but getting sick of sand, I kind of understand where Anakin was coming from. But so far it's not a bad show, but I don't know, I expected a little more, you know? It's Ewan McGregor coming back to this character after really not that long, but still like a long enough time for it to be meaningful. And I just, I kind of hoped for more, but there's still 2 episodes left. There's a lot they can still do, so hopefully they come around. But that's all I really have to say in terms of non-spoilers. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, and you haven't watched the episode, go ahead, go watch the episode and come back and listen to my discussion. If you don't care, stick around. And if you haven't watched any of it yet, then get on that. But yeah, we're going to talk about some spoilers now. So if you don't want to hear any, you have been warned. And I actually have some notes here, so sorry if I'm looking away from the camera. Something I'm trying to work on a little more is actually making eye contact with the camera. No, it's kind of weird, but whatever. I have trouble making eye contact in general, so it's weird making eye contact with something that isn't looking back at you. But I guess it's a little bit easier. Anyways, I'm rambling on here. This is gonna be a lot longer of a review than I expected, but. Yeah, it starts off with Obi-Wan in a bacta tank after the injuries he received in the last episode, being dragged through the fire by Darth Vader, which is an amazing scene. That was really intense. But yeah, he's like playing back things in his head, and for a moment it almost looks like Darth Vader might also be in a bacta tank, and they might be like connecting a little bit through the Force somehow, and like both going through the trauma. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But I haven't watched any breakdowns, by the way, from New Rockstars, so I don't know all the hidden details and stuff like that, like especially that scene in that hallway that I'll talk about in a minute here. But then we see Reva, the third sister, I think, interrogating Leia, trying to get information about where people are hiding. And Leia is one tough cookie. She's definitely a brat, and we kind of saw Leia being a brat, in A New Hope. She was kind of a brat in that movie, I won't even lie. But yeah, I mean, she's also a kid, so. But the fact that she was being a brat here, like, she was just being so tough, and I was just like, you go, girl. But yeah, we see Roken, a new character. By the way, there's two other characters introduced in this episode that I won't mention just because of time. I'm trying to get through this quick because it's late. But yeah, Roken is a character introduced, played by O'Shea Jackson Jr., the son of Ice Cube, and he's in Straight Outta Compton. I still need to watch that movie. There's so many things to watch. I just haven't got around to it. But yeah, some of the lines he got in this show, or in this episode particularly. I mean, here, I don't have the exact quote, but basically, when Obi-Wan shows up and Roken's there, he's just like, nah, get this guy out of here. Like, I've seen a lot of people die because of him. And then immediately he just does a 360 and he's like, okay, yeah, or a 180 rather. And he's just like, oh yeah, yeah, I'll fight with you, dude. And I'm just like, okay. So that's basically the only complaint I have with this character so far. I mean, just the writing, I guess. How quickly he flip-flopped on his opinion about Obi-Wan. But let me see here. Yeah, I said so writing with Roken, changed his mind really quickly, wanted Obi-Wan to leave, but immediately said he would help him. Let me see here. Let me go back to my other notes. So yeah, basically when Obi-Wan is in this base, which I didn't write down the names of anything. I should have turned on captions because, it's hard to hear what they're saying sometimes, especially with my laptop. I like watching things on my laptop for some reason, even though the speakers are kind of shitty. But man, I'm getting a sore throat. One sec. Oh, my throat's starting to hurt. Weather's changing, but yeah, let me see here. Obi-Wan's walking down this long hallway, and we see dead. Basically, I don't think I'd call them mummified, but I don't know. It's kind of like petrified from Harry Potter. You remember when Hermione got petrified and she was just like stuck like that? It's kind of like that. They're just like frozen in time. Like they're dead, but they're frozen in time. And they're almost used as trophies, which is really fucked up. But excuse me. Definitely waiting. After I record this, I'm watching that new Rockstars breakdown, because I'm sure there's a lot of characters in there that I didn't even realize, like, oh, that's actually like a major character in there. But also I feel like Obi-Wan probably would have had a little more of a reaction if it was somebody he recognized. But he did see the Padawan there, and that was really messed up. And that was just kind of mirroring, like, almost foreshadowing what could happen to Leia if Obi-Wan doesn't get to her in time. I was just like, dude, obviously Leia survives, but like, dude, just fucking book it, dude. She's about to die. You need to hurry up. I was so worried about her, seriously. But yeah, let me see here. Lots of Obi-Wan lightsaber usage in this episode. Last episode, he's just seemed to kind of run away from Darth Vader. I mean, they fought pretty good. Like, the lightsaber fights are awesome, but like, with this, the lightsaber usage, he's using it more, I guess defensively, rather than fighting. Like, how stormtroopers will shoot the Jedi or whatever, and then they'll, do the whole pew, and then yeah, you know what I mean, the whole pew, and then the beam or whatever, the laser beam, will go back and hit the stormtrooper or hit whatever they want based on how they aim. But it's kind of like baseball. But yeah, let me see here. Yeah, definitely using his lightsaber more as a tool, I guess you could say, rather than a weapon. which I'm very much into. Let me see here. We got some good scenes with Tala. Tala. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Tala, which I need to see what the actress's name is, because I didn't think about this before, but she looks so familiar to me. Let me see. Andrea Varma? I know I've seen her in something. Oh, let me see. I could be wrong, but I feel like I have. Looks like she's gonna be in Mission Impossible, so maybe I noticed her in the trailer for that. Is she on Game of Thrones? Yes, she was. Okay. Alright, that's how I know her. Yep. But yeah, I knew she looked familiar. Jeez. She dated Tyrion, didn't she? I'm like 99.9% sure she was the one who dated Tyrion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm surprised I'm remembering his name even. I don't remember much from that show. But yeah, she had some really great moments in this episode for sure. Kind of not doing double crossing, but like being a spy for two armies essentially, being a spy for the rebels and also for the Empire, and just the way she kind of got confronted by Reva, and the way she kept her cool and played her story out right, so there were no cracks. And I don't know, it was a really great scene between her and Reva. I loved that a lot. But let me see here. What else do we have? Obviously, Obi-Wan gets away with Tala and Leia at the end, but we find out after Darth Vader storms in and starts fucking berating Reva and just like getting pissed off at her, rightfully so, because they got away. He came in mad, dude. Force choked her, put her up in the air, but allowed her to talk, and she was like, I put a tracker on the ship. And we don't find out until the last shot of the episode that tracker is Lola, the little droid that Leia has. I'm pretty sure it's Lola that the name of the droid. Yeah. Yeah, I can't talk apparently. It's late and my throat hurts. But yeah, really great episode overall. The more I think about it, the more I like it. But that whole scene that played out with Roken, O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character, where he just like completely flip-flopped on Obi-Wan, didn't feel very natural. But that's really the only complaint I have. Also, not as much of a complaint. She's a kid, but Leia in this episode, and in quite a few episodes, seems to just say the same 5 lines over and over again when she's in peril. Like in this episode particularly, I wrote some down that I heard multiple times. I'll never tell you where they are. Let me go. What are you doing to me? They'll come for me. Help. Somebody help. Yeah, she repeated those lines so many times, dude, to the point where I was just like, I get it, kid. You're in peril. But like, I don't know. I can't judge her. If I were in her position, I might be doing the same thing. But just something kind of funny I noticed, I guess. She's a kid, so they probably tried to keep her lines to a minimum. So I get it. But overall, pretty great episode. You know what? I think I have to say, even though we got that great lightsaber fight in the last episode, this one might be my favorite. I don't know. The last two have been pretty good for the most part. But yeah, comment down below what you thought of this 4th episode now of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Really wondering how they're going to pull it together for the last 2 episodes and where they're going to go. So far, it just seems like a big cat and mouse game between Obi-Wan and the Empire and the Inquisitors and all that. So I don't mind it, but it's not necessarily what I wanted from the show. So hopefully they get a 2nd season so they can do a little bit more. But if this is what it is, then it is what it is. But yeah, that's all I really have to say in terms of spoilers for the 4th episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like I said, comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the episode. Leave a like on this video and subscribe. Please subscribe.